Brian, exciting time. You're able to show your squad in front of a favorable crowd to continue the Scotia League, the Scotia Bank Champions League. What are some of the things that you're looking forward to the most tomorrow in terms of being able to provide your players an opportunity to showcase themselves at this stage so early in the season?
Well, I'm kind of excited as number one, it was a long preseason. It was a tough game down in Honduras. I'm happy to be home. I'm happy to be playing in front of, hopefully a large crowd. We want to see everybody there tomorrow night. It's always good. These guys always feel the energy of the crowd, so that's going to give them a little bit of a boost. Again, because, it was an easy game, and we're not taking this game lightly. Yes, I want them to showcase who they are. Of course I do. But we have to understand that we're not just going to go and showcase and we're going to win. There's got to be some work done. There's got to be some tactics. There's got to be some things that we do correctly on the evening to help entertain all the fans that are going to be there. And, hopefully the result goes in our favor. And we can showcase, we can be happy that we're home, and we can move on for the weekend.
Brian, this match on tomorrow is, because of your success, obviously, you're in this tournament because of that. You've been asked this before, but how does it conflict with preparing for the season, or is it a boon preparing for the season?
I actually enjoyed, you can ask Steph the same question, but I actually enjoyed the training that we did in Mexico. I thought that was good. I mean, it was at altitude. The training facility was fantastic. Gearing up for Champions League actually was a welcome distraction, almost in some ways, to just, okay, it's the regular season and here we go, and we've been in, Tucson, and we've been in Long Beach, we did different sites to go to preseason. So being in Champions League kind of starts the season off like, hey, this is pretty cool. This is a big tournament in the soccer world, and we want to do well in it. So I think it helped us as coaches anyway plan the sessions, and hopefully Steph and those guys felt the same.
Steph, what do you think in terms of preparing for the MLS season, getting this game right from the beginning?
Yeah, let's say if you don't have CONCACAF to prepare for, it's obviously you want to start the season right, but you also know that the seasons are long, so you kind of have an opportunity to find your groove and get into the season. I think with CONCACAF, it's a different mindset. It's a tournament style, and the stakes are high right away. So to prepare for that type of game and do or die mentality right away, I think it really has to get you up to speed, and so hopefully we can have that mentality that we have to have for CONCACAF and kind of bring that right into the season.
How much is, as much as you can say, lineup, having the two games this week close together, how much is that playing?
Jada, we're going to play the best team possible Thursday, and then we're going to play the best team possible on Sunday. I've already gone on record that, in years past I kind of split groups and we're taking each game as they come. I love hearing what Steph says. I mean, it's like this. These are meaningful games right away, so we're going to play our best team for each match.
So kind of like the playoff kind of situation where you had quick turnaround, but definitely one that could keep.
Well, I mean, look, we got a good training staff, good physical staff. Everybody will be fine. It's Thursday to Sunday. I know Sunday's an early kick, but we will be fine. We're going to play our most competitive team on both games.
Speaking of that, your depth is something I'm sure compare it to last season. You made some moves here recently that helped that out a little bit.
Yeah, I think we still, look, we're dealing with a couple little things here, but overall I like the squad. I think the team's going to have a good chance to start off well in both competitions. So, we'll have to get guys back as they come, and, the guys that are out, the Harrys, the Gustavs, and Nikos, as soon as they're ready to play, they're going to play.
What are some of the challenges that Olimpia presents to you guys in terms of the fact that your season is so young and their season is already underway?
Well, I think you saw that in, part of the reason why we were pushed back at times and they put us under pressure was because of the physical fatigue. I think having a week and a competitive game, and a lot of the guys lasted through 90 minutes. I think that changes a little bit. I think we're at home in front of our fans. I think that changes things a little bit. But, there is a competitive disadvantage. to being a little bit earlier in the cycle than our opponents in Champions League.
Steph, in terms of defensively, I know it's real early, and at first glance, do you like what you see in front of you in terms of the guys you have? It's a little different than last season.
Yeah, I think every year you have to gel as a new team. You know, even if you have a lot of guys coming back from the year before, I think it's important to make the experiences, make the mistakes this year, learn from the mistakes this year, gel together this year. So I think we've already made some strides. Obviously, Jamar coming in, getting him up to speed language-wise, working on the barrier like that. It's all coming along quite well. I'm happy the way we've been progressing with that. But these challenges, I focus on them on this year, on every year, because I think those are the ones that make you strong as a team. If you go into the season smooth sailing and you never have anything going for you, I think once it gets difficult, whether it be towards the end of this tournament or come playoffs, if you haven't faced adversity and you haven't found yourselves as a team, it's going to be very difficult. So for us, you have to embrace these challenges and grow as a team and make sure that we grow, gel, and get better every day.
Steph, you spoke to the fact that you were earlier in the week. You spoke to the fact that you were able to push yourself a little more during this preseason, being away, being that you guys were secluded. Did you feel any of that impact during this week in training while you guys were nursing essentially your first knocks of the season?
I think for me, it's as a goalkeeper, maybe it's a little different, but it's definitely preparing yourself for games is different than for training. So in preseason, sometimes it's nice when you don't have any knocks and bruises and you can just go to work. If you can go to work for 2-3 weeks, that's great, that's awesome. But once the games come along and you start bringing in that psychological battle, preparing, dealing with butterflies, coming down from that high, acknowledging mistakes, going over them, but then letting them go and preparing for the next game. All these things present new challenges that you will face on a week-to-week schedule as you have the games come in. So it was nice to finally have to face that and deal with that, and really excited to get things going.
Coach, you talked about some of the pressure that Olympia put you under and manifested itself in a number of the crosses that they sent in the corners. What did you talk to the team about trying to prevent that from happening? And to Steph, kind of what did you see on the field that manifested itself in them having so many corners and crosses in the box?
Well, the tactics will change because we're at home. We'll step up a little higher. We'll press a little higher up the field. We'll try and stop some of their attacks before they start. And also the second part of that is always, if you have possession of the ball, then your opponent can't fling 61 crosses in on your box. So we'll work on a couple different things tactically. But, overall I'm confident in the group and how we're going to play.
I think our opponent presented a unique challenge because I would say Central American teams tend to be a bit more technical and maybe on the shorter side, maybe not revert to so many crosses. I think they have some players up top that have some size, and they realize that is a strength of theirs, and they want to use that. So it was a unique challenge to see them go for so many crosses. So now it presents a challenge of us. Can we deny the service? Can we challenge the service? Can we make sure we stop it before it happens? And if not, can we really challenge the guys that are going up for balls and make it difficult for them?
How important is it going to be for you guys to set the physical tempo early in the game in order to prevent some of those challenges that were really questionable that happened upon your players last week? How important is it going to be for you guys to be the ones dictating that?
Let me take that one because he's too. I know where you guys are going. He got kicked in the ribs. Could have been a red card. Some people would say it was a for sure red. He jumped up quickly because he was upset. I'm hoping that the game doesn't manifest itself into some sort of wrestling, kicking. We want it to be a soccer match. We always try, and I always tell the players, let's leave the refereeing out of it. Let me control, let me deal with the referees. I want their focus to be totally on just playing. And so, with some of the, games and how this runs in CONCACAF, I am hoping, again, that we're able to keep our composure and let our soccer dictate how the tempo and what the game is going to be like.
You talked about possession and how important is it to have possession so you can dictate the game, and how do you keep possession?
Well, that might be too long for this press conference, because now you're digging into the weeds about tactics and sub-principles and all that sort of stuff. Throughout preseason, we've talked about playing out from the back on goal kicks, what happens when Steph catches the ball during the run of play, how do we possess the ball in the middle third, what do we do in the final third, what are our movements in the final third. So we've worked on that extensively, all four of those areas in preseason. And so the number one thing I can tell you is there's different tactics for different areas of the field. The one common thread that I would say that links all of them would be just our mentality. You always have to be, look, even if you're tired, you still have to open up a half a yard and demand the ball from your teammates or help your teammate under pressure. And that allows you to retain possession. So there's a mental piece, and then there's also the tactical pieces when it comes to possession.
So Steph, outside of the competitive fire for this match, there isn't any residue or anything like that from the last match with them in the way that you did get kicked?
No, not at all. You know, I think people know me off the field. I'm more of a quiet guy, and on the field is when I'm very competitive, and that's when, you know, I think you have to be snappy. You have to be competitive. You have to have the desire to win and do everything you can. And my responsibility is to try to help my team win. I'm not there to officiate, so we have a whole officiating crew that's going to be put in charge of doing that and letting us play. However they deem that's going to be happening, however loose or tight they're going to call the game. Hopefully they can give us some kind of cues early on so we know how they want this game to run, because obviously we play off of those cues. But no, we'll focus on the game, and we focus on I think we're talking about playing at home. These are familiarity, playing in front of our fans on our field, on our turf. I think it will allow us to play more to our strengths, you know, playing out of the back, maintaining possession, getting them frustrated, getting them tired, and then finding those holes and then really punishing them with our qualities that we have up top as well.
You had mentioned the knocks and bruises, so I mean, can you kind of go down the list as far as Nico, Gustav, Perry, and Guillemar? Well, Guillemar, what is this?
They'll be on the press notes. I think you guys handed them out today.
So they're still questionable.
No injury.
Okay.
No injury report as of this moment.
Okay, so Guillemar, then he hasn't been out here since his status.
Yamar, I can give you definitively that he is working on his P1 visa issue, and he is out of the country at this moment, and he will be flying back hopefully this afternoon.
So there's a chance.
There is a chance.
So it's kind of a global question. Given what happened last year, anything you focused on in the off season?
Relaxing.
His art.
Yeah,
His art. He's a talented artist.
Yeah.
No, I think the art plays a part of that. You know, just get away from the game, relax, let your mind heal, let your body heal. I think last year, unfortunately, not this past off season, but the one before, was a bit longer. And then this year, even though we made it all the way, the off season was a little bit longer because of the change in playoff structure, right? But I think I noticed that a year ago already, going into 2019 preseason, that I felt just healed. My body felt more healed, and I think that had to do with that time that I really gave it to heal itself. You know, you can go out and want to actively mold your body and heal things, but I think it's very important for you to just let it rest and do its thing as well. So that was the big thing. Just give yourself the time and get away from it. Do your art, play your video games, enjoy your family, go on vacation for a little bit. And then obviously then after that, maybe take a little bit of time to realize what do I want to get better at. You know, I can't work on my strength right now as much because I have to make sure I'm not sore on the weekends. But in the off season, yes, you can. In the preseason, yes, you can. So if you want to work on your leg strength, that's the time to do it. If you want to work on your explosiveness, that's the time to do it. You want to work on mass, whatever it is, you have to kind of figure out what you need to get better at or want to get better at, and that's the time to do it. So I was able to do that a little bit, and again, very happy with also our staff. Our trainers. You know, we talk a lot about activation and stuff like that, and I think that's allowed me to have a preseason where I was able to train every day. I didn't miss a single day. and that's important to go through that without any nicks and bruises and be able to just focus on what Tommy wants me to do and just follow his lead.
How important has it been for you to use art to help, with the children and those kinds of things to give back? How important has that been for you?
Yeah, I think it's twofold. One, just to kind of show them that I'm passionate about something, and they can be passionate about something as well and follow it, but also show them what it takes to turn a passion into something else more. It takes a lot of hard work and dedication. Spend hours doing things. If you're passionate about something, go after it. I realize I'm very, very lucky to be sitting here as a professional athlete having accomplished this. And like I said, very lucky, had the right people around me. A lot of people believe in me and work for me. But I also put a lot of work into it myself. So passion alone does not make it happen. So I encourage people to watch my second adventure as an artist and how much work I try to put into that to make that passion come into something else as well. Because if that maybe rubs off on a kid, and encourages them to work hard towards their passion to turn it into something that's great.
Speaking of, along the same topics of passion and dedication, a big topic of conversation was the fact that Danny Leyva was able to feature up at the game, and that speaks a lot to the fact that you guys are doing a wonderful job of bringing up, these kids. Can you speak about what it is that makes you guys different and how you're able to allow somebody like him to be able to feature at an international match at such an early age, and what you're doing as an academy to empower those kids to feel that way?
Well, I don't know if we're different. I mean, many teams in the world are playing 16, 17, 18, 19-year-old kids. I mean, I don't think we're any different. We'd like to actually play some more of our younger kids, but they have to earn that. They have to, they have to deserve that. They have to be good enough to play at the level. Danny's one of those rare kids that in our view, in my view, during that game, look, I took João Paulo, our designated player, off and put Danny Leyva on. I mean, that's a pretty big statement, but the kid was ready, and you saw what he did on the field. He played well. He did what we asked him to defensively, collected a few balls offensively, was able to keep possession, all the things we needed to close out the game. But what I would say is that, look, the academy and all the work that the guys do, the academy staff and all the coaches down there, it's a collaborative effort within the club, within the organization. We want our young kids to succeed.
So, Coach, in preseason during the game against Zacatepec, the team gave up 2 goals. And then the game that we saw in Honduras, the team ended up like a little bit physically tired, fitness. I want to ask you, how is the team doing now in terms of fitness? And how is the team mentally ready for tomorrow's game?
Mentally, they're good. Physically, we'll see. I mean, they had an extra week. They had a good week of training. A lot of those players made it through 90 minutes in, a humid, hotter climate on a heavier grass field. So, it's a little cooler. The turf plays a little faster. So I think we're ready.
So the goal away gives you a little bit of advantage. Is
Sure.
that something that you work on?
Yeah, we wanted to score. We felt that we could be dangerous against them. And, the 2 goals were very well taken goals. And I don't think that, there's going to be any changes for Thursday. We're going to try and attack. 0-0 wins a game for us. 1-1 wins a game for us on the away goal rule. But we want to win the game outright. We want to score first. We want to be on the front foot.
So is the team defensively ready for this game?
Yeah. We worked on defending on the first day back, some attacking movements, and then today was our normal match prep.
Steph, what have you liked about playing with Gustav?
What have I liked about him? I think he's good on the ball. He wants the ball. He's quite smart. I think one of his special talents is I think there was a spell early last year, even before that, when we struggled in transition, when we had the ball and we turned it over. And I think he's proven that he can break up plays, crucial plays, and snuff them out, read the play really well, and then come in with a crunching tackle, kind of like a little bit like Ozzy used to do, that crunching tackle that kind of sends a statement sometimes, makes a statement. But also just, that's when you're most vulnerable, when you're up there and when you're trying to find holes, and maybe someone gets a little bit lazy in the back or forgets to shift over a little bit. And if you have some strikers ready to pounce on it in transition, there's a lot of space, so it's very, very dangerous, and I think he's proven that he reads that situation very, very well. And numerous times, I think in the final, he had a very, very good game with that as well. Snuffing out the very dangerous transition moments and making sure that nothing comes out of it. Other than that, I think he's a good teammate. He's my roommate on the road, fellow Swede. Just kidding. No, he's a good guy, and I hope he gets healthy and gets back on the pitch soon.
Coach,
You
you
guys
said,
call him Goose too? As a team?
Yeah, he's got a few. I think I started the Goose is Loose because of the video game, but we call him the Goose. Yeah.
Coach, a talking point during the off-season was the center back position. Are you comfortable with where that is right now going into the season?
Yeah. I mean, look, we've been blessed with some pretty good center backs at this club. I mean, if you look at, Chad for many years, we had Zach Scott, we had Brad, we had Roman, we had Kimki. We've had some good center backs come through this club. I mean, Yarmar is going to be great. Javi is very, very good. Talking about your buddy there, Gustav can spell him at center back. Shane O'Neill has done fairly well. Mm-hmm. So, I'm happy where the group is. I think they just need to gel a little bit more. We've had some significant changes on the back line, and that's kind of a nuanced, group of players, so they have to get to know each other a little bit better. But I was pleased with what I saw in our first game.
Any last questions, guys?
Joao Paulo, how he's adapting to the team, taking and the fact that he's being here, and considering that he's a mixed midfielder, not a nominal that stays back on. So how are you working that since you don't have Ozzy, for example, but you have Paulo?
Well, I think, look, comparing players sometimes gets you into trouble. I think you judge them for who they are. Ozzy was a great player for the club, and I have high hopes that Joao Paulo will be remembered the same, that he will be a great player for the club. They're different players. They have different strengths. Joao Paulo was able to get on the end of a cross from Jordan Morris to score the first goal within 10 minutes of the game away from home. If you watch that game very closely, you would see him at the right moments try and press and go and win. I think his competitive spirit is very high, and so I am very pleased with where he's at. Obviously, he played in a more advanced role because Nico's not here, but how that shakes out through the middle of the rest of a long season, we'll see. But we're very happy to have Joao Paulo on the squad.